in 1982, I was at my home church, Shiloh, and we were having a conference there called the BUCLC of all the African American churches were coming together in Lexington. And I wrote a play. I was director of our youth there at Shiloh, and I wrote this play that said, if you were arrested for being a Christian, would there be enough evidence to convict you? And I had the kids in my youth group and everything. I actually had a judge to come from downtown, and he was the judge. And sitting in the back was a young minister from Paducah, Kentucky. And my kids acted this out, and all these kids from all over the state were there. And we had a debriefing afterwards and all that kind of stuff. And some child asked me a question, and I couldn't think of the scripture that I needed to give the child back from the question they asked. And I said, as soon as a minister passes by, I'm going to get the correct scripture for you. And they said, yes, ma'am. And this fellow in the back raised and he said, I'm a minister. I said, well, just don't sit back there. Get up here and help me. And so he came up and he helped me answer the questions, and we went through this debriefing. And so he and I talked and everything. He said, are you teaching a class? I said, yeah. And I told him which class I was teaching that week. Well, the next morning he shows up in my class.
Oh.
And so that afternoon he asked me, he said, I'm a basketball referee in addition to being a minister. He said, I want to see Rupp Arena. And I said, well, I'll take you to see Rupp Arena, but you have to get me lunch first at the Hyatt Regency that is co-located with Rupp Arena. Yeah. He said, well, I can do lunch.
Spring for lunch.
That's right. He said, I said, the place is called the Glass Garden. So the next day, I took him down, and he did. He got me lunch at the Glass Gardens. I took him over to see Rupp Arena. And then the next week he called me. We met. That conference was in July. The next July, we were married. So that's how I met my husband, Reverend C. Akins.